So he brings in Pastor and Omar. They come in and, they placed their hands on me and they said, we're gonna pray for you. Well, as soon as they put their hands on me, I started shaking. It was bad. I was sitting there shaking just like this. And for some reason, when Omar was standing there, I was looking into him. Not just looking at him, like looking into him. And I was just mad. I don't know why I was mad, but I was mad. I was full of rage. And they started praying for me, and I was hearing these voices, and they were like screaming. Just loud voices. When I went down, I was like, it's loud. It's like, stop, it's loud. But they didn't stop, because they knew what they were doing. They were fighting whatever demon was trapped inside of me. And they started praying, and best way to describe it is I just kind of blanked out. I was having a vision. And in this vision, I was in a dark room. Okay, and there's a noose, and it's hanging from the ceiling. And there's this tall figure with this distorted face. He's sticking his hand out to me and saying, come with me. You'll be okay. Just take my hand. But what they were seeing was not that. Something was talking through me. I had told them that my name was Lucifer. They asked how it found a way in, and then said I found a way in. How did it find a way in? Probably because of the worldly things that I was stuck doing. And I said that I was taking Noah with me. Where? Probably to hell. It's probably where I was going. But I'm trapped in this vision. I'm seeing this figure telling me to take its hand. And I kind of come out of it, and I realized kind of what happened. And Omar said, "Who are you, you demon, you father of lies?" And I come out of it, and I looked at him, and I was like, kind of confused, because I didn't really know what happened. But then it clicked. Wow, there was a demon in me. And I start crying. I mean, weeping. One, because going through that and that vision that I had seen was just so scary. And battling the suicidal thoughts, that was hard. I always try to hide it from everybody, but I can't hide it from God. He knows I was struggling. Sometimes I think he's pretty upset with me because I didn't turn to him. I turned to trying to talk to these therapists or, watching these motivational videos, just, trying to be happy. He kind of looked at me like, why? You have me. I might have been pulling away. As hard as I could, I was pulling away from him. But his hands were still out there saying, take my hand and follow me. And, after all this had happened, we talked to my parents about it, and I know they were kind of upset because, I didn't come to them with my problems and tell them what was wrong. I hid it from them. And after all of this had happened, if you're struggling and you're going through any mental battle, the only doctor and the only medicine you need is right here in the Bible and is Jesus Christ. I can promise you that with everything that I have. With everything in me. And I'm younger than the most of all, but take my word for it. The only thing that you need is right here in the Bible, and it is Jesus himself. I can promise you that. So, moral of it is, watch what you're bringing into your body. What you're listening to, what you're watching. Because I promise it can invite things in, and that's what happened to me. I promise you that. And you need to pray every day, read your Bible every day. Because I promise it helps. Ever since that day, as soon as I started reading my Bible, I haven't had a thought of it. And that Monday night was the first night I slept in peace, and I had a full night's sleep. It was the first night. First night I didn't wake up crying. And, it's wonderful. Thank you, guys.